Anyway, let's get back to things that actually happened.
Like when I was the longest reigning women's champion of the modern era, holding the SmackDown Live Women's Championship for over 2.5 years.
Your winner, and still the SmackDown Women's Champion, Lassiter.
Talk about having to dig down deep to pick up the win.
And that's how you defend a championship, ladies and gentlemen. You must fight like your life depends on it, and that's exactly what we saw.
Our record-breaking SmackDown Live Women's Champion is ready to address the WWE Universe.
Since I defeated Mickie James over 2.5 years ago, I've had the privilege of defending this championship against the very best female competitors in WWE. But when you're the longest reigning women's champion in the modern era, it's only natural you start to look for new ways to challenge yourself. And considering it's a little Wild West around here right now with no GM, I figured this was my chance to do that. So I thought about doing an open challenge, but that's a little played out. I could force myself to win with the 4 or 5 count, maybe, or I could do something really unprecedented and defend my title against male superstars. So what do you think?
It's Becky Lynch and her Savages.
Nothing good ever happens when they come around.
Well, that's your opinion, Saxton. Personally, I think they're one of the best things going today on SmackDown Live.
Well, whether you like them or not, you can't deny the influence they have over WWE.
I'm not arguing with that. Ever since Becky Lynch took control of this faction, she's pretty much been able to do whatever she wants, except for taking that SmackDown Live Women's Championship away from Red.
I have a feeling that could change real soon.
So you want to give yourself new challenges like 5 counts or facing men? Well, I have a better idea. How about you forget all that and face the man?
It's funny you still throw around that title after all these years. I mean, I'm the one who's held an actual title longer than anyone since the 1970s. So, I'm pretty sure that makes me the man.
I am the man because I'm the leader of the most powerful force this sport has ever seen. And that's when there's someone in charge. So just think of what we're capable of when no one's steering the ship. So unless you want to find out what happens when we have free reign, I suggest you give me my title match tonight.
If you didn't hear me the first time, I'm looking for new challenges. Not rematches against played-out losers I've already beat. And you and your crew trying to intimidate me isn't going to change that. Besides, everyone knows you're just all bitch and no bite.
Oh, well, if you're not going to give me a title match, then I'll just have to beat one out of you. Boys, little help? I'm gonna show Red here my bite.
Red is severely outnumbered here.
So far, Red's holding her own.
Not anymore. Becky Lynch is showing Red that she's not just all talk.
Here comes Trey to help his best friend.
I admire his courage, but Trey has no chance against these guys. It's 4-on-1.
I told you, Becky and her Savages are one of the best parts of SmackDown Live.
It's clear that unless she can somehow even up the sides, Red faces an uphill battle to hold on to her SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
I think you're looking at the man who's going to end Red's record-breaking title reign.
We gotta get even with Becky and her Savages.
How are we gonna do that? We're at a 5-on-2 disadvantage.
We saw what happened out there, and we want to help.
Great. Where were you 15 minutes ago?
We all had severe simultaneous leg cramp syndrome, or SSLCS. It's a real, proven medical condition that can occur when superstars team as long as we have and their body's ailments become synchronized.
I don't think they're buying it.
Look, the truth is that we didn't want to get involved in your business, and we know sometimes certain people can be a bit stubborn about wanting to do things on their own.
He's talking about you.
Nah, it could be anyone.
It's fine. I know I'm stubborn, but I'm not stupid. I can recognize when we need help, so we'll take it. Thank you.
So do we do like a secret New Day handshake now or something?
How about you two rest up, and next week we'll see what we can do about Becky and her crew.
Sounds good.
Oh, leg cramp acting up again. You guys feeling it too?
You can stop that now.
Not long after my issues with Becky Lynch heated up, SmackDown Live filled its open GM position. We were excited to see who it was. Well, until we saw who it was.
Brooklyn Von Braun is the new GM of SmackDown Live.
Apparently she's traded MMA and Hollywood for WWE. This is crazy.
This isn't crazy. It's genius.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be the new general manager of SmackDown Live.
Did you just come out here, interrupt us, and say SmackDown Live?
She definitely said that, and I have 20/20 hearing.
You're off to a good start as GM. Please, continue.
Knowing that I was up for this gig, I watched the show last week for the first time, and I have to say, I didn't like what I saw from you, Red. Instead of accepting Becky Lynch's challenge, you resorted to cheap insults, which led to Becky having no choice but to defend herself. So, Red, you said last week you wanted new challenges? Well, I have one for you. You're going to defend your women's championship in the first ever best out of 5 team match. It will be a one-night series of singles matches between Red, Trey, and your buddies The New Day, taking on Becky Lynch and her Savages. If Red's team wins the series, she retains her title. If Becky's team wins, she is the new SmackDown Live Women's Champion.
She just said it again.
The name of your show is SmackDown Live. Say it with me. SmackDown.
Town makes more sense, but whatever.
Guys, we're losing track of the fact she just put us in a best out of 5 series for Red's title, which seems super unfair. I mean, who would do such a thing?
Hey, I know we formed an alliance, but that's kind of our thing, okay?
With all due respect, you're really stacking the deck against Red, so I have an idea that would help even things up a bit. You give our team home field advantage.
That's right. If Red's putting her title on the line under these circumstances, then the series should take place on our turf.
What kind of turf are we talking? Synthetic or natural? Because I prefer a natural tall fescue.
I meant more of a New Day home arena vibe, but we could look into the fescue.
I like what you're thinking, except Becky's team should have an equal opportunity to secure home field advantage. So later tonight, it will be Red and a team member of her choosing versus Becky and a partner of her choice. The winner of that match will earn home field advantage for their team in the best out of 5 series.
Who's it gonna be, Red?
Yeah.
That was a test, and you passed. Good job.
There's really not a bad choice, unlike the choice of Brooklyn as GM.
Ooh, she just laid the smackdown on her.
So I'm going to team with...
Great decision.
Ooh, I can smell the sweet aroma of tall fescue headed our way.
Home field advantage is on the line later tonight on SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live's new GM is putting Red in a situation like we've never seen before. She and her partner must win this match to earn home field advantage for a best-of-5 series between Red's team and Becky Lynch's Savages, with the SmackDown Live Women's Championship on the line.
I am still shocked that Brooklyn Von Braun is the new GM, so I can't imagine how Red and Trey must feel. They've been rivals with Brooklyn since they were teenagers.
Brooklyn Von Braun is an accomplished professional. I'd be very surprised if she let an age-old high school grudge get in the way of her job as general manager.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Doing what?
All the way for the top.
Shooting star!
What a win to end this mixed tag match.
Here are your winners.
Wow, what a match that was, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think she's ever looked more dominant.
And folks, if you're just joining us, I'm sorry to tell you that you just missed one of the most exciting SmackDown matches in recent memory.
All residents of New Day City, don't you dare be sour. Clap for your best-of-5 series host and feel the power.
Welcome to a very special New Day themed event where Red's SmackDown Live Women's Championship is on the line in a best-of-5 series.
This looks like an arena that was designed by a 4-year-old who's been eating too much paste. Stay classy, New Day.
It's different, but I kind of like it.
I have no doubt that you do.
Welcome, everyone, to the best-of-5 series for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
Where our team, as you might have noticed, has home field advantage.
Do you like what we've done with the place?
Ooh, look at the tall fescue ramp. It's amazing.
This is the best looking setup for a show since they used to bring Mr. McMahon's home to the In Your House events.
Wait, what did you just say?
Yeah, you know how they used Mr. McMahon's home as the old In Your House entrance? My uncle knew a security guard, who knew a janitor, who knew a concession stand worker, who worked at one of the arenas, and he told him that it was Vince's actual house.
We need to have a talk later.
Guys, we could continue to dilly-dally, or we could get things started with the first match.
I'm normally a strong proponent of dillying and dallying, but I think we should get to some action.
In that case, let's kick things off with our first contest of the evening. You're up, Kofi.
We're going to get the best-of-5 series started with Kofi Kingston taking on the bruiserweight Pete Dunne.
I doubt Pete Dunne or any of Becky Lynch's Savages have ever competed in an arena like this before.
Yeah, only in their worst nightmares. This place looks like New Day's storage unit threw up. And if I have to stare at these bright colors all night long, I might too.
It is so easy to stay in touch with your superstars 24/7 in a...
Trouble in paradise.
And he goes for the pin!
1, 2, 3. And standing before you, your winner, folks, Kofi Kingston.
Here is your winner, Kofi Kingston.
And Kofi Kingston walks away with the win.
Kofi wins! Kofi wins because New Day rocks! New Day rocks!
Sit down, Saxton.
As we close the book on this match, I need to remind everybody just how big of a win this was. Simply amazing.
As match 2 of the series gets underway, I don't want to lose perspective on just how unique this situation is. We have Big E and Sheamus essentially competing over the SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
This is groundbreaking content from our new general manager, Brooklyn Von Braun. And honestly, I'm all for anything that breaks the mold.
I think I'm gonna have to wait and see how the series plays out before I weigh in, but my initial reaction is this isn't exactly fair for the champion, Red.
It's not about being fair, Byron. It's about entertaining the WWE Universe, and that's exactly what this accomplishes.
Big E goes for the big ending.
Sheamus counters.
Bro kick. This could be it.
just gets the win, and more importantly, the series is now tied up at a win each.
Going down 2-0 would have been a disaster for Becky Lynch and her Savages, but now it's a whole new series.
With the series now tied up at 1 victory each, this match is pivotal in giving one team a 2-1 lead and putting them a win away from taking both the series and the SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
I think this is where we start to see the experience and cohesiveness of Becky Lynch's Savages take over. Even though these are singles matches, Red and Trey barely know the New Day. And if things start to go south, they could all fall apart.
I have to agree with Corey. We know Red and Trey are tight, and certainly the New Day have been teaming for a very long time, but I question the kind of bond the 5 of them have been able to create in just a few weeks.
Finn Balor lands hard.
Finn might be hurt.
Yeah, it looks like he might have tweaked his knee.
Wait a minute! What's Pete Dunne doing out here?
Well, maybe he wants to check on his teammate.
That's why he's here.
And Finn Balor suddenly recovers. He's going to the top. Coup de grace. It's all over. Was Finn Balor ever really hurt, or was this just a setup by Becky Lynch and her Savages?
This is unbelievable. The entire series just turned on that interference.
Hey, what was I saying earlier about team cohesiveness? That's exactly how it pays off. And now Becky Lynch has the opportunity to beat Red and win it all.
Spoke earlier about a team's back being up against the wall, and that's certainly the case for Red as she faces Becky Lynch down 2-1 with the series and her championship on the line.
That's what I was saying about this series being unfair for Red. She can defeat Becky Lynch, but still lose her title if Trey were to go down in the final match.
Or Becky Lynch can beat Red right now, making this whole discussion pointless. I suggest we see what happens before anyone starts a protest.
And here's Becky Lynch.
Ouch. Changes her fortune.
I think I know what's about to happen.
Black Widow
Locked in tight.
Can Becky Lynch hold on? Can Becky Lynch survive?
It's locked in. They tapped. They tapped.
Here is your winner, Lassiter.
She certainly looked good in that victory.
I got a feeling we're going to be talking about her for a long time to come.
It'll be interesting to see the fallout following this big singles win here tonight.
I'm not trying to make you nervous or anything, but it's all come down to this. Match 5 against Drew McIntyre for the championship I've held for a record-setting 2.5 years.
Well, when you put it that way, there's definitely no pressure.
Sorry, it's just hard not having control over what happens, but I know you can do this. Just treat it like any other regular match.
Sure. I mean, that might be a little difficult with the giant stack of pancakes and grass-covered ramp, but I'll try my best.
That's all I can ask.
This is it. With the teams tied at 2 wins each, it all comes down to match 5 of the series in Red SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
Trey's been in a lot of big matches throughout his career, but the professional and personal ramifications of this might be bigger than any other. Red may not talk to him for weeks if he's the reason her record-setting championship reign comes to an end.
This might be putting undue responsibility on Trey since 2 of his teammates lost matches earlier tonight. However, I will agree he's facing immense pressure being in this winner-takes-all position. And I know I certainly wouldn't want to be him right now.
Holy cow! What outrageous athleticism!
Trey and Drew trading blows.
What a headbutt by Drew McIntyre.
And the ref goes down.
We've seen just about everything tonight.
Wait a second, is that who I think it is?
It's Samoa Joe.
We haven't seen Samoa Joe in 6 or 7 years since he was fired from WWE after a shocking loss to Trey for the Universal title.
Well, apparently he hasn't gotten over that.
What the heck is that?
It looks like some kind of enhanced arm.
Like Samoa Joe wasn't deadly enough already. Unbelievable.
This is shocking. I cannot believe Samoa Joe is back.
I know, after all this time, I never thought we'd see him again.
And he just broke Trey in half. And now Drew McIntyre covers Trey.
It's all over.
Becky Lynch and her team has won the best-of-5 series, and Becky is your new SmackDown Live Women's Champion.
It looks like Trey's gonna throw up.
I don't blame him. Not only did he lose the series and Red's championship, but the nightmare that is Samoa Joe has returned to terrorize him.
I'm back, and I'm coming for you.
I'm honestly stunned at what we've just witnessed.
And so is Trey. This is gonna send shockwaves throughout WWE.